Hey girl, so I'm wondering if you woke up today or anytime recently with the realization that you don't even know who the you are. Maybe you've been living your life for everybody else. Maybe you've been living the life your mom or dad told you to live for everyone else except for the deep desires within you. And you don't even really know what you want anymore. If that is you, I know how it feels because I have been there not too long ago. And I'm here to give you some tips and tools for how to lean back into the authentic life that represents 100% of everything that you are about, and to feel really good about it too. Let's get into the video. So if you woke up this morning and maybe didn't even realize it till you just heard me say it just now, like I don't even know who the bleep I am. I don't even know what dreams and desires are. I remember one day my mentor asking me when I went through my divorce and it was really painful. And she kept saying, what do you want? Like what outside of everybody else? What do you want? And I literally could not name anything that I really remembered that I wanted outside of what everybody wanted for me. Is that you? The reason that you don't know what you want right now is not your fault. It doesn't mean you're broken. It doesn't mean that you didn't do something right. Look, sister, everything that you've done is right. Everything has been perfect up till now. You're with me right here, right now, today, because this information is supposed to come to you at this exact moment. Our souls are lining up because this is the day that you realize that you want to lean into what you want. You want to start moving out to this, away to the side, what everybody has slathered on you and told you what they want from you, what the church expects from you, what your parents expect from you, whoever it is, that you're tired and you didn't really even realize it until lately, until maybe you're in the middle of a life change for whatever reason that's happened. Maybe your kids have grown and flown. Maybe you're realizing that you really want more. That's the core of it, right? You really want more than the life you're living, even if on the outside, if you were anything like me, it looks pretty good. On the outside, people think you have your shit together. Maybe you've had your own job forever, working for the family business, whatever it is. On the outside, you might look on Instagram and Facebook like you've got it all together, but on the inside, you're living a life that is just Insta-worthy. It's not really what you want. Back when I was living my life for my ex-husband, let's just say, he didn't like that I was very showy. He liked it in the beginning, but over time, I ended up dimming myself down. My mom used to also tell me, take some of that off. You're drawing too much attention to yourself. When you wear dangly earrings, men are gonna think this and that of you. And so I started taking things off of me, right? It's a metaphor, but it's actually a really good storyline that shows how it weaves into our lives all these messages in our lives. Turn yourself down. If you're anything like me, you were built pretty bodacious, pretty bold, maybe even loud spoken. And everyone told you could you just be quieter? Hey, people aren't going to like you if you speak up. I think you need to do what they want you to do. Can't you just go with the flow for a while? Hey, can you stop dressing like that? Sound familiar? Girl, I've lived it. I lived it actually through 2 marriages. Turn me down, over time, turn me down. It wasn't until I broke free, and I don't want you to go through 2 divorces. I don't want you to go through the depression and the anxiety that I went through. I want you right now, today, as you're watching this video and getting this wisdom passed on from my soul to yours, to decide with grace and with love for everybody in your life that's been following that story, that's been asking you to live for them, that has followed this paradigm, that you right now are going to start being who you are. It's not going to happen this hot minute. It's going to happen over time. But as you start peeling the layers off of you, of the expectations of other people, and start going within and realizing, here's what I really want. And it involves self-inquiry. It involves journaling. It involves asking yourself in the mirror, what do you really want? What do you really want? Going back to who you were as a little girl. Who did you want to be? What did you really love dressing as and being in the world? Did you want to be on stage? Did you want to write a book? What is it? What is it that you've been stuffing? And if you don't know, this is the time to take one of those programs on the internet. You can find a million of them where you can look at jobs that might be right for you. Start doing self-exploration. Reach out to your besties and ask them, what's my superpower? What do you think I'm really good at? I have a friend, she's been a mom for a very, very long time. And it turns out that she's extremely good at organizing everybody's houses. She literally would do it for fun. She would come over and she'd reorganize my kitchen. She'd reorganize my cabinets. I don't like doing that. That's not my Jimmy Jam, girl. But she could. And one day when she kind of was coming out of being a mom, her kids were getting bigger, and she's like, I don't even have any skills. I was like, are you kidding me? Do you realize people will pay money for that thing that you like doing? Maybe it's making jewelry. Whatever it is, you have something. If you don't know what it is, go and ask a friend. Ask what your superpower is. You guys, we're in a new paradigm. Everything that's happened the past few years, past few decades, specifically the past 3 years in this world has been breaking apart the old paradigms. Everything that's happened has been breaking us into a new paradigm, an elevated, higher level of consciousness where we are called to move into what our calling is on this planet. We're not living our mom's lives. We're not living our grandparents' lives. We're not in that place in the world history anymore. Even though that's happening on the collective experience, it's actually happening inside each one of us. And part of what you're going through right now is an awakening. It's a transformation. It's a time for you to go back within. And by the way, it's in perfect timing. You're right where you're supposed to be. Whether you're 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years old, it doesn't matter. Be the wild, crazy, wild child that I was born to be. Whatever it is, guess where the answer is for you about all of this? Right here in your solar plexus. When you don't know, here's the mirror work I want you to start doing. Your solar plexus holds your soul's voice, okay? Did you know that you have brain cells in your gut? That's why your soul is here. You have a second brain in your gut. That's why we're always saying, trust your gut. I want you to go in front of the mirror on a daily basis for the next 2 weeks and ask yourself 3 times in a row. And I want you to keep a journal in there. Go in the mirror, look into your own gorgeous eyes, say your name. So I would say, Karin, first of all, I love you. I love you. Say it 3 times. I love you. We're calling in that self-love, that recognition that you are worthy and loving, calling source energy through you. Then I want you to ask yourself 3 times with your journal in front of you, what do you want? What do you want? And then in your journal, write down whatever comes up. It may be things that you don't want, and that's fine. Start there. Start with what you don't want. It will start bubbling up over time. If it's not coming up very quickly, ask your spirit to show you. Ask your inner being, spirit guides, angels. I ask that you bring the truth up through me. Show me part of my purpose and my passion on this planet. Show me the truth of my soul. Say that prayer before you start, and I promise you, precious soul, the desire of your own heart, which by the way is in the Bible, will start bubbling up from within you, because that is part of the calling that you're on the planet to share with the planet. It's part of your natural abilities that may have been turned down. You're not only here to shine in a bigger way, but you're here to affect people around you. And maybe it's just by doing your work quietly. Maybe it's by doing your work loudly, to affect the people around you by showing them as a leader of your own life that you are going to lean into your own greatness, your own abilities. And as a result, you're going to be affecting the consciousness, the collective consciousness, as you're standing in your own truth. It is inevitable, and the world needs you right now in your own frame, your world bubble, to start creating that shift so you can affect not only your life, but the collective. Yes, it really is that big. So I want to say right now, if this is really resonating with you and you're like, oh my God, she's talking directly to me, could you like this video? Because that really helps me get this word out to other people, and it also makes me feel super awesome. And while you're here, if we're vibing, subscribe to my channel so you can get so many more videos like this as they drop. Let's get back to the end of the video. So I want to give you a few tips on how you know if you're living for yourself. First of all, the first tip is you're going to feel more expanded in the world. You're going to feel more like you. You're going to wake up. You're going to get giddy when you're doing those things that you really, really desire to do. Whatever that is for you, no matter what anyone else is telling you to do, when you carve out that private time for yourself, recognize when you're feeling really good and when you're feeling lit up, and when you get in the zone and things just kind of start working out for you when you're doing that thing. Because when you're in the zone and you're doing that thing that you're really good at, whether it's making the jewelry, organizing a closet, creating a calendar template for someone online, whatever it is, you're really freaking good at it. And when you get in that flow, it just always works out for you. Like, you just innately know how to do it. That's how you know that that thing is part of your calling. So pay attention to that expansion and that flow state when you get into it. Secondly, I want you to pay attention to how you're talking about yourself. This is a big thing that's going to shift in your life that you need to be very conscious about. Be really aware, because when we're not living authentically, we tend to cut ourselves down, right? Because we're not feeling good about ourselves. And the way we talk about ourselves is going to be a reflection of how we really feel on the inside. As you lean more into your authentic life and who you really are, you're going to start building up more inner confidence, more peace, more all that self-doubt is going to fall away, and you're going to come into the world with more power because you're going to believe more fully in who you are. So pay attention to what you're saying about yourself, about the things that you're doing, and start really reframing how you speak about yourself. Speak about yourself in a positive light. Thank people when they compliment you. Do not deflect, because if you start deflecting those compliments, if somebody says, wow, I didn't know you're really good at that. You did that? Say, yeah, you know what? I've been working really hard on that. Thank you. That's affirmation that I'm in the right lane. Thank people. If you deflect, you're actually deflecting source flowing through you and your natural abilities coming up. If you can accept it and receive in your divine feminine, you are actually then expanding the influence of your ability and your light in the world. And lastly, I want you to start paying attention to what you're agreeing to and what you're saying no to. I want you to start only saying hell yes to things, and you're going to hear this over and over again in my videos, to things that are a hell yes for you. Look, you've given enough of your life, sister friend, to other people. You've sacrificed your life enough. Like, you've given. It's time. I don't mean to be selfish. I don't mean to be narcissistic or to be bitchy to other people. I don't mean that. I mean really being thoughtful and letting people around you know what, I'm really going to start living my life. Like, there's a thing I've been wanting to do, and I feel like it's my season. It's my year. Like, I'm going to try this thing out, and only lean into things that are beneficial for your life. And if that means helping somebody and that feels really good to you, keep doing it. So if you're vibing with this message and you would really love to talk a little bit deeper about this, you just don't know the next steps to take, and you really need a guide or a mentor, and you're really ready to take a big next step leap in your life, and you're feeling super inspired right now, I would love for you to apply to work with me. There is a link below. There's an application that I would love for you to fill out to see if you're a fit to work one-on-one with me. I work with very few elite one-on-one clients, and you might be that perfect fit for my next client to start going through the transformation process in your life, solely focused on you and your next steps at a very high level. Fill out the application. Let's see if we're a fit to work together. If not, you may be a perfect fit for one of my group programs or one of my in-person events. So click the link below, grab the application, and I can't wait to hear from you. Talk to you then.